104.5 The Team, your home for New York sports. Once a year, Mark Schlereth makes a little time and insults my Raiders, and and we wanted to go ahead and do that. Before we get into the game and everything else, this is what's great about Schlereth. It's like he is a magnet for everyone on Radio Row, as the bus just tackled Schlereth. What do you think of the Gruden back to the Raiders? Is it a good move?
I love it. You know, I get people all the time. Oh, he hasn't coached in 9 years, and the game passes him by, and that's a bunch of baloney. You know, I mean, do you understand the principle of blocking people and tackling people? And one thing about John Gruden grinds like nobody's business. So that guy is keeping up with the trends. He's keeping up with the plays. He's keeping up with the expansive playbook in the West Coast offense. He's keeping up with all the different things that go on in the NFL right now. His brother's a head coach in the NFL. So it's not like John Gruden has let the game pass him by. You know, it's interesting. I can call John Gruden at 3:30 in the morning. He'll answer his phone. He'd be like, "Yeah, what up? What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm heading into the office." You know, that's John Gruden.
Okay.
And I've done it. I mean, I'm not kidding around. Like, I can call him 3:34 in the morning and he just picks up. Like,
that's awesome.
Like, I called him and asked him about, like, hey, I got a chance for Fox now to go do games, and so I called him and say, hey man, I'm in my office, I'm grinding. You know, it's 5 o'clock in the morning.
And that's just breaking down Monday Night Football.
Yeah, and he's there, and you know, so it's not like I gotta get caught up. I gotta speed up. I love it. It's all about the culture. And I texted him, and he wrote me back. That made my day. This text made me back. I texted him and go, "Hey, listen, man, I'm really happy for you. And you know, I hate the Raiders with a white-hot intensity of 1,000 suns, but the league's a better place when they're relevant. And I know he'll do that for him. I know that he'll create a culture there. And you know, there's going to be some guys that aren't going to mesh with his personality." And that's okay. You know, you don't get along with everybody, but right. He's hard-nosed. He knows what it takes to win in this league. I think it's a great move.
Any read on what the Denver Broncos are going to do in this NFL draft? Some of those quarterbacks out there, Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, any quarterback you prefer, and should it be Denver going after a rookie in the draft?
Well, me personally, I just think based on the history here with Elway and drafting quarterbacks, it hasn't been good the last few years. You know, I've kind of got this philosophy that you spend 17 years studying defensive players, you're more apt to be able to diagnose what those guys' attributes are and draft a guy that's successful at the next level. Quarterback hasn't worked so much. Brock Osweiler, not so much. And, you know, he's proven in his opportunities that he's gotten to start over the last couple of years that he's a backup. And Paxton just flat out, Paxton Lynch hasn't panned out at all. And so, you know, me personally, I like fix it now, go after Kirk Cousins. You know, everybody talks about, well, do you really want to spend, you know, $27, $30 million, set the market on a quarterback like Kirk Cousins? I'm like, in my mind, he's a top 10 quarterback. And the other thing that I think is going to happen here is you're going to set the market regardless of that position. And you know what? The market's going to get broken next year or right after Aaron Rodgers, whatever. So it's not about setting the market. It's not about overspending. It's about keeping up with the market. It's about paying what it costs to get a quarterback and a guy that's already developed, a guy that's on an upward trend. You know, the Washington Redskins, it baffles me. Kirk Cousins is 29. Alex Smith is going to be 34. Alex Smith has had one season where he's thrown for 4,000 yards. Kirk has had 3 seasons where he's thrown for 4,000 yards.
Right.
They both have a great touchdown to interception ratio. I mean, Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback than Alex Smith, and he's a younger quarterback, and he's trending upwards. And you traded him away and spent the money on Alex Smith that you wouldn't spend on Kirk Cousins. Like, it makes zero sense to me what they're doing, and obviously, you know, they just never really wanted to commit to him. So, you know, he's going to be the prize free agent. We're going to see there's going to be probably half a dozen teams at least bidding for his services. It's going to be very interesting to see where he lands. And me personally, I'd love to see him in Denver because I think he's got the potential to be that good.
Mark Schlereth with us right now, 104.5 The Team. We have a present for you, but first, I need to know what you think of Pat Shurmur to the Giants. Can he fix them, or are they too broken after Ben McAdoo?
Well, you know what? I think it's more than the coaching. I mean, it's the culture. Talking to guys that coach there, talking to guys that guys that are friends of mine. They just said I've never seen kind of a worse situation locker room wise, and so he's got a lot of things. It's not just about calling plays. It's about fixing the culture of the organization, fixing the culture of that locker room. So that's going to be, his biggest challenge. Not, hey, can Eli still play? Or, you're going to have to put your players in a position not only to have success, but also to understand their roles. And one thing Ben McAdoo he was always afraid to put his foot down. He was always afraid to put Odell Beckham Jr. in line, and that's the issue that I see bigger than anything else is you got to fix that locker room. Eli Apple was an abject disaster. Like, he was on witness relocation. Guys wanted to beat him up in the locker room. They had to have protection for him. So, I mean, it's a mess. That's what they have to fix.
All right, last time we talked to you, caller ID showed up, said Schenectady.
Yes.
You said you used to rock a Schenectady T-shirt in the bars. So we went and we got you a Schenectady.
Nice.
It's a Schenectady thing. You said you always had to explain it. It's
a
Schenectady thing. You wouldn't understand T-shirt.
I love it. That is awesome.
So this is for you. Thanks for always coming on the show.
And I always said it wrong when I had the T-shirt in college, and I would just go Schenectady, and I would walk around, and back in those days, we were tipping a few back and doing some things that probably you get arrested for today. So anyhow, I appreciate the T-shirt, man. That's awesome.
Well, we
Thank
appreciate
you so
you always
much.
making time for us, Mark Schlereth. Thank you.
I will wear it proudly. I love you, Schenectady.